There's probably a better way to set up this camera here. Every day I scrape this algae. Comes back. Full force, nevertheless. I need to get the tripod. Let's move a few things out of the way. These live streams are never like prepared in any particular way. Try and get it on the food. There's a prawn here and there. I feel like the lens could be cleaner than this. That's much better. What you counting there, buddy? Well, there's no fish in this tank, but there are a bunch of prawn. These are my giant freshwater river prawns. They're still pretty young, so they got a ways to grow, but by the time they get full size, they'll pretty much take up most of the, if not all, of the 55-gallon tank here. Hello. No fish, just a bunch of prawn. That's a good question. I guess technically because there's two different words for it. And I guess because you need a fishing license, which is different than a hunting license, I guess at a legal aspect, it's not considered hunting. I guess unless you go bow fishing, then that's actively pursuing a fish. Versus regular fishing, where it's just kind of you luring a fish in. That is an interesting question, though. Legally, they're different, but in a literal sense, it kind of depends. Hmm. These guys take about a year to grow to full size. These guys, their scientific name is Macrobrachium rosenbergi, and these are about some of the largest prawn that you can get that survive in freshwater. To give you an idea of the size that they'll get, this is a 55-gallon tank. So if I pull out all the way here, and yeah, I know the algae that needs to be scraped away, it's just part of how the tank is. A full-size prawn will start from that end right there and get to about right there. So that's not really including their claws, which go out quite a bit further. So they'll get pretty huge, but it takes a little while. These guys are about 3 months old, I think. They're 2 to 3 months, somewhere in that range. So I'll sell most of them off before they get that big, but I'll keep two, a male and a female, for the purposes of breeding and just because they're kind of neat. I got one in here that is a decent size bigger than most of them. He is currently hiding at the moment, but he's a big male prawn. I call him fisticuffs. He's got big old arms. Well, I had them shipped from KT Aquatics. He's a guy who does prawn breeding in his spare time. I forget what state he's in, but normally these guys are bred in huge aquaponic systems down in near the middle of the United States where it's more consistently warm temperature because these guys require like 80 degrees Fahrenheit to do well. So up here in the Midwest, it's not as common just because of that reason. Because they do get a huge, you need a big tank. The 55 will definitely not hold all of these prawn at adult age, but most of them will be sold off once they're about 5 to 6 inches long. So about the same size as a decent crayfish is when I'll start selling them. But I mean, the 55 should be suitable for like one, possibly two prawn. And I'll have to get a bunch of feeder fish for them because they are active uh, hunters. So they will, aggressively pursue any sort of protein that they can get at. Right now, I feed them a bunch of little pellet food, which is all those little brown spots you see right next to the prawn. And that's special food, specifically designed for invertebrates. So it gets them their nutrients that they need. But once they're bigger, they will require live food as they will actively hunt. The males will also get territorial, but I don't think I have many males. I think most of them are female. The males do get larger than the females. Well, the battery's getting low on this camera, so I'm going to shut off the live stream, but needed to do a test down here anyway. The equipment. So, if you tuned in, thanks for stopping by.